Hey y'all, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get into this message. Okay, we have the Four of Cups coming out. So typically the Four of Cups talks about dissatisfaction. It also can be a sign of not seeing what's right in front of you. In some ways being unappreciative or taking things for granted. So that's kind of the underlying message. It could also be feeling, dissatisfied, where that may be something in front of you just are not super excited about. Just depends. Ooh, Ten of Swords. End of a cycle. Maybe you're just sensing that you're coming to the end of the road of something. Could be something that you've let go on for a little too long, maybe. There could be a potential for some backstabbing. I hate to say it. You see the Three Swords in their back. Whoa, Ace of Cups just came flying out, but it was in the reverse. I don't want to put it on the table in reverse, but that's just kind of how it presented itself to me. Not great, y'all. Not great. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, Four of Pentacles coming out. Four of Cups and Four of Pentacles. That to me feels like not really being very happy with something, but like holding on to it anyway. Maybe this is something that you used to love. Ooh, I caught that before it fell. Seven of Cups. Okay, that could be a sign as you catch something before it falls. So it's maybe this thing is coming to a close and you're trying to create more options. Death card, bottom of the deck. Something is definitely over here. Seven of Wands. I think with this Seven of Cups and Seven of Wands, I think it's important for you to like protect yourself at this time. Page of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to be starting something new. I think it's really important that you protect yourself at this time. The World in reverse. Yeah, something about this is like kind of come to like a standstill. You also have the King of Swords in reverse. I don't know. I'm just getting like a really weird energy in the air from this. Some of you guys might be, High Priestess. I think your intuition is on point. I don't think you feel safe in this situation. I don't think you feel good. I think that you've started to feel dissatisfied. I think you're concerned about the ending being a bad one because you're not really feeling the love here. And so you're feeling this need to kind of like protect yourself because there's some stagnancy in like this situation playing out. It's just like very odd. I don't know how to explain it. The Hierophant in reverse. Could be something even illegal happening. The Chariot in reverse, again with the stagnation. The Lovers in reverse. So I feel like this is like a stalemate type energy. Seven of Pentacles in reverse is almost like all the time and energy you've put into this situation is just not really, I feel like, come to fruition, or like there's not like a lot that has been, I'm hearing, granted to you, given to you. You're feeling like this, I mean, your intuition is just telling you that there's something about this situation that's kind of, excuse my language, but kind of fucked, you know? And I say that in the sense that I feel like if you sense that there's potential that like some harm could come to you by staying in this situation, or like there's people around you in this situation who are like not really making good decisions. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like I'm just getting someone like, I just got kind of a crazy image. Somebody in this chariot, right? Beating their horses like mercilessly and until like the wheels literally come off the chariot and everything goes up in flames. And I know that sounds really intense, but I'm just getting this energy like somebody here is like really just not good. Don't know how to put it, but just not good. I think it's time for you to move on from this, whatever it is. I think you can feel it, but you're feeling this stalemate, almost like this standoff energy. Stalemate, standoff. I think you're holding your ground, but you're also kind of like I'm afraid that if I stay for too long, then like this is going to end badly. which is not good. You know what I mean? Like, that should never be the case. Look at this. The fucking Queen of Swords, dude. Never send a king to do a queen's job. That's what I'm getting here. And yeah, you may be feeling a little bit arrogant. Look at the Strength card. I genuinely think that in this situation, you may have to be the one to make the move, okay? Because I think that you can do this in a good way. I think it's important for you to protect yourself. You don't feel right about this. There's something going on here in the background that you don't know about, but you can sense it. Your intuition is telling you something's off, something's wrong. I don't know why. I'm just getting something about like legal things with the Hierophant, but it could also be like someone in a position of power that you don't trust. I do think that this oddly this situation has been put on pause in a way. Like there's this stagnation, but I feel like this stagnation is actually like, you know, it's so crazy. Yeah, I just get this sense, I'll put it this way. Whoever this energy is, whoever this person is that's in your energy, could be a boss, I'm getting pretty strongly. I feel like because of their abuses, is what I'm hearing, because of the way that they operate and move, like through the grass, because of the way they operate, it makes you feel really unsafe. And I feel like it actually has caused you some emotional and or spiritual stagnation. And I think that it has actually impacted the way that this cycle is closing out, because it's like this cycle was going to close out anyway. I'll put it that way. Cycle was going to close out anyway, you know, but it's the way that it's closing out. It's like forcing you to be the bigger person. And it's also forcing you to be the one to make the decision in this situation, because this other person is too busy basically living out of their ego to actually show up and do the fucking job. Excuse my language. I don't know what it is, but it's like something's not right here. Someone is very, don't like it. We don't like it. So guess what? We move on. Knight of Swords. I think you're gonna be gonna have to be the one to say something. I think you're gonna have to be the one to move on and to make decisions, and all the better, because you know this is self-protection, also protecting yourself from, you know, some other unintended outcome. But I just think you need to find some way to maintain your power in this situation, and like this is just your personal power, not like your power over other people or like being in power struggles. It's more so like there's just something about this that is just like really tainty. Like, I don't know if I'm putting that the right way, but it's something about this situation that's very like, I don't know how to explain it, dude. It feels like kind of dangerous, to be honest. And like, I don't know why, but okay. So 6 of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Cups. I'm almost getting, maybe you need to wait till you have a better job offer coming in. You need to wait for a better offer, or maybe that's what you're doing now. 5 of Wands in reverse. Avoid conflict at all cost right now. Avoid conflict at all cost. Like, truly, this cycle is going to come to an end either way. How that occurs is really going to be up to you. I'm getting that you actually have kind of like, I feel like you're going to be making this decision to leave. Your intuition is telling you that something here is like way off, like not just off in like the ways that you know that it's off. I'm getting that there's something else way off here. I don't know. 9 of Swords. It's been causing you some anxiety. I'm gonna put that back in the deck. Yeah, something about this is just like super weird, dude. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Not your horse, not your rodeo, okay? You can move on from that. I refuse to be used. That's crazy. Again, with the like the beating the horse thing. That's crazy. Somebody here is really abusive, I'm getting. And I hope that's not triggering to anybody. If you're genuinely in an abusive situation, like, please get the help you need and, you know, sort a way out of it in the safest way possible. But I'm just getting it's more like an abuse of power. These don't feel relevant. Does it get better than this? That feels relevant. Does it get better than this? Yes. Just in case you were wondering. Yes, it does. It always does. And, you know, sometimes you might be, you know, in a situation where you can't see your way out right now. But trust me, it does get better. Life will continue to surprise you. And now you have this other card coming out, Consider My World Rocked. And I'm kind of getting in a sense that that's kind of like the future energy. Like, I feel like either like you have totally like not rocked somebody's world like in a good way, so to speak. I think you're a little bit of a boat rocker, if I'm being honest. Are you ready for this? I don't know. I feel like you've got some really good stuff coming towards you, but I feel like also like there's almost like this ominous kind of like sense of like protect your energy. What did I tell you? Yup. Get some help. Dude, that's crazy. Wow. Get some help. And then I also have hold my hand at the bottom of the deck. Get some help. Okay, so somebody out there may need some help, some professional help, okay? I'm being so serious. Somebody out there might need some professional help. You need to protect your energy from this person and from these people, this situation, whatever it is. I feel like there's like this sense of like friction or like something's gonna explode. I would avoid conflict at all costs, mama. I would just be your sweet, happy little self. Get through the day. Just do your little thing. Avoid people's weird BS. There may be a little pause on the moving on right this moment. You're not sure exactly how you're gonna move forward. I think you're gonna get a better offer. And you had the 7 of Cups almost fall down, but then I caught it with my little legs. I went I'm just saying, I think you have more options out there. I think that your mindset is really going to help you get through this. Strength in the struggle. Yes, babe. You literally got the strength card. Yup. Strength in the struggle. I think that you are very strong, very wise, very capable. You know what's going on here. High Priestess. I think you need to protect yourself with the 7 of Wands. Okay. And yeah, just keep it pushing. Okay. Keep moving on. You already know something about the situation ain't right. It ain't sitting right with you at all. Pat yourself on the back. Absolutely. I think you've done your part. You're at this point. You're done. Crazy. Okay, so I got the card Fully Freaking Pampered, which I am also getting is kind of going with this Consider My World Rocked energy, where it's like I feel like you're moving towards something better. You're getting a better offer here. Are you ready for this? I feel like something better is coming. Pat yourself in the back. You did what you could. This is over and done. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's over, honey. Holy crap, for real. I feel like this is gonna really surprise people. I feel like it's surprising you too, but I feel like I said, this cycle is gonna come to a close anyway. I feel like I'm supposed to take, well, we'll take one. What lights you up? Yeah, what lights you up? I think that you should refocus your energy and like really just stand like strong, stand in your power, really brush this stuff off and realize it's literally not your horse, not your rodeo. This is not your problem. It's really not. Get up and move. Wow, I'm serious. I really do think you're gonna be the one making the decision. Like, I think you're gonna be the one saying sayonara. So cute, it's gross. Oh, that's so funny. Wow, I feel like some people might feel that way about you. Like, okay, so when you have like a cringy when like people are so cute, it's gross. Like they're like so in love and it's super cringy. I feel like that is like, again, with this energy, it's almost like there's this other energy trying to come in, and it's like, but I also am getting like dual messages for these cards over here. But I feel like some people might actually think like you are so cute, it like bothers them. That's fucking crazy. They need to heal. They need professional help. I'm sorry. Last one, supporting one another. Yep, that's the energy. That is what is coming in, babe. And that's exactly why. I feel like I need to pull from one more like oracle deck or something. Yeah, I think I can pull from this one actually. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one. Oh my gosh, I almost never use this one. Let's do this one real quick. I feel like that's the energy that's coming in. Something much more positive, much more you is what I'm hearing. Much more you, baby. Like much more the vibe. Like, I don't know, maybe like, and again, like, well, not again, I haven't said it in this reading, but if you've been with me for a while, you know that like my readings are all gender neutral. Sometimes I get messages that come through that are like very gender specific. And so I share them just because I think that it's relevant. And it's also, you know, like inclusive to, you know, like people who identify with any gender. So like if it comes up, then I'm like, oh, that's for these folks who identify that way, right? So anyway, I'm getting like women-owned businesses, okay? I'm getting like, ooh, I'm getting like working with people who are inclusive, like just create more space. Look at this, transformation, listen, a long way home, and touch the sky. So what I think is so cool about this, and this is like pretty like straightforward, brief message, is like, you're going through this transformation. Your life is transforming, okay? You need to keep reaching for your dreams. Keep listening to yourself with this High Priestess card too. And you're at this place where it's like you're at a pause and there's like, there's still like this empty liminal space that like hasn't opened up for you yet. And you don't know what that looks like, but you're like, I feel like you have more options than you realize. And you're being kind of like, you're being kind of strategic and you're having to like step in different directions, like kind of like silently, or like I said, I don't know why, but it's a weird energy that you're in right now or that you're around. And it's really not cool. Like, I don't know what this is, but it's over and done with. You're getting ready to protect your peace and get the fuck out, period, because something's going down. Change of seasons. That's right, baby. I feel like spring and summer is going to be very significant for you. I feel like you're literally moving towards like a better life is what I'm hearing. Like quite literally a better life. You've got the pampered card, you know, like, I don't know, just like there's a lot of positive energy coming in. And also with this Knight of Cups from before. Oh yeah, that's right. The Knight of Cups from before is like that new offer coming in, and like it could be a work offer, or it could very easily be let me see here, it could be a work offer, but it could also be a love offer is what I'm getting. Yeah, let's go with this oracle deck. It could be a love offer. Ooh, the receive card was sitting right on top. It could easily be a love offer. But I'm getting that's like not a priority of yours right now. Like I really feel like right now it's like you're very focused on like career. Like this feels very much like work oriented. All right, Spirit. It's very buzzy. The energy is very buzzy. But let's see. Can we get one last message for this reading? I just saw the mystery card. The mystery card. You're in this space, like you're in the middle of a transformation and a change, and it can be uncomfortable and feel like really, like, I don't know why I'm just getting this sense of like dangerous, or like, yeah, like I see this, I don't want to draw too much attention to it, but that's just the energy that I'm getting. But you've got your sword, sweetie. You're like, you're listening, you're paying attention. You're like, I'm done here. Yeah, I think it's time to move on. Very fucking weird energy. That's okay. It gets better than this, don't worry. Oh, dude, the mystery card still wanted to come out even after all that shuffling. I think you should embrace the mystery of what's to come next. Secure. Yes, I feel like this is what is coming in next for you. Yes, secure. And what was the other card that came out? Supporting one another. Grief. I feel like you're kind of grieving the loss or the ending of this thing. You know, this could be a home situation, like maybe you're having to move out, and there's like lots of rooms in this house. So for some of you, you could live in like a community house or like just a house with a lot of roommates. Container. I feel like you're being protected, and there's a peacock inside of there, if you can see that. And it's almost like, I think you're being protected while you like have a lot of beauty within you. And the adapt card with the little bumblebee, which I feel like they're like in a little bikini or like in a bikini top, and like it looks like the sun is shining through the clouds and stuff. I really am feeling this spring summer energy where I feel like you're really going to be getting in touch with like your body. And ooh, look, desire. I feel like you're going to be getting in touch with your body and like with what you want, and there's like this mystery of like how things are going to unfold, but you're feeling like open-hearted, you're feeling excited, you're ready, you're like, look, I got what I needed out of this, I worked hard, I did my thing. Pat yourself on the back. You're very strong. This is very revealing for you as to who you are and the way you show up, etc. Protect your energy, and it's about time to peace out. I think you're going to be getting a better offer, and I think that might just be kind of what you're waiting on, and you're in this little in-between space. But yeah, like I think you're going to be okay. Maybe ask your friends. Like, I don't know, like I'm looking at this get some help card. Maybe you should ask your friends if they know anyone that's hiring. You know what I mean? Like literally, if this is a work situation, ask your friends if they know of anybody who's renting, if you need to move, you know what I mean? Like just kind of reach out into your community a little bit, support one another, receive help and love. Power. Yup. You know, I mean, you heard what I was saying. Patience. Doesn't this look so much like the Seven of Pentacles card that we were looking at earlier? It's either buried now or it's in the deck. But like patience. You're waiting on that call, right? You're waiting on that next opportunity. But I feel like you want to leave this situation with like maintaining your personal power and dignity and self-respect, which I think is, you know, noble for anybody. I think everybody should want that for themselves and for one another, for that matter, for everybody to feel good about themselves and do what's right for them. You know, I'm just getting like, oh, whoa, I must have accidentally put this card in the wrong deck when I was putting things up the other day. And I like to think of these things like this like a happy accident, but this is the Justice card in reverse. I was literally, I saw the Ritual card and I got a bad vibe. Almost immediately I got a bad vibe. And I was like, man, you know, some people I feel like really just tried to like take away your personal power. I feel like they really tried to like squash you down. I'm getting like squish you down into this box or whatever it was. Like it's very unjust, like what I feel like has happened, especially with this like strength in the struggle. You've had to have a lot of personal strength. And I feel like you've actually given so much patience and grace and kindness to the people around you who honestly, truly, maybe didn't even deserve it. Like, you know, but you did it to protect yourself, to avoid conflict. And I feel like you also tried to, like, I don't think people really actually understand exactly how strong you are, based on all of like the rage baiting I'm getting and like all the like disrespect and all the weird stuff that's happened. And you've really just let a lot of it go. Like, I feel like you're very secure within yourself. And I feel like that sense of personal security is like very threatening for other people. And I feel like that's why there's kind of like this conflict energy. But I also feel like that is really what makes you feel like at peace. And that's what makes you feel strong no matter what kind of happens around you, you know, like you're in this place of inner security and inner knowing. You have, you know yourself, you know what I mean? And you also know what you want. And I don't know, again, boundaries. I think it's important for you to set boundaries because I don't think that you repair. I just think that it's time for you to focus on your community and the people around you with whom you can like, I'm hearing like a lot of words, but like commiserate, resonate, like, you know, like break bread, basically. I just feel like I just saw the control card. I feel like somebody or somebodies were trying to control you, but embrace and repair. I think you need to find like healing relationships, like healing friendships specifically, for a lot of you. But I'm getting almost like, I feel like you're gonna be safe. I think you're gonna be safe to explore how you're feeling. I think that there's a lot that you're going through. And I don't think it's very fair. Like again, with this justice in reverse, I don't feel like it's very fair what you've been going through. And it's very frustrating. Like, I really hate to see that, because, it's put an undue amount of stress on you. Like, we did see the 9 of Swords earlier. It was kind of like an undue amount of stress. And I feel like it's kind of forcing you to walk away from something. And like I said, it's like this cycle was going to close out anyway. But it's like almost like somebody was so impatient to get you out of the picture that they went and did some weird, creepy stuff, okay? And again, with the ritual card, I got a super weird vibe. And I almost got like, I feel like there's so much better coming towards you, by the way. Like, there really, really is. I just sense it. Like, there's some like just loving energy coming towards you. And I've been sensing it like big time with the collective. And it's almost like I almost heard in retaliation. It's almost like the universe is like wanting to bless you literally in spite like of all of this, like because of all of this crap that I feel like people have really put you through, and for no reason other than to like satisfying their own like immoral desires or whatever. Get excited. That's what I'm talking about. I really think like with this, like, are you ready for this card and everything is like cruise control. Okay, just like being pampered. It's almost like this energy of like, there's more coming, there's better coming. Just be patient. You're going to make the right moves at the right time. I think whatever this weird energy is that other people are trying to put on you, I think they're going to feel really ashamed of themselves. And I think they're going to feel really silly, especially when they see you winning. Because it's just like, they just realize like they've lost your love, basically, is what I'm getting. Like with all of the conflict and BS, you've had to say, okay, well, enough's enough, basically. You may have recently set boundaries with somebody or a group of people, you know what I mean? Enough's enough, basically. And you have every right to, like, that's literally your human right, is to have boundaries. So I wouldn't feel bad about that at all. I would actually take it in stride. And I certainly would protect your energy and continue forward down the path, because there's much better for you moving forward. I think you're going to be very surprised by all the beautiful, loving things that come your way. Look at that. We have the Liberty card coming through here. So it's like freeing yourself from this situation. Sleeping Beauty's dream. You know, it's kind of like you have an idea of what you want. And I think that you've been having to really sit on that idea and like wait for, you've had to really sit on that idea and like wait for it to come to fruition, or wait for the opportunity to do something with it, or for like it to come to fruition, I guess. And I don't know, like you're really not afraid anymore, I guess, of like outcome. And I think that that's a beautiful place to be, because when you're not afraid of outcome, you can actually take the time to, I don't know, like, you can take the time to think positively, because you're not spending all that time and energy stressing and worrying. Instead, you're like, oh, like, I'm not really stressed or worried, because I kind of knew like this thing was going to come to an end regardless. And so like, I'm not really surprised or like hurt by that ending. It just kind of is just disappointing the way that it's happening. And I think that's really for you, like the part where you're like, wow, you know, like I really exercised a lot of patience, a lot of inner strength and self-discipline to like be kind and to, you know, like just kind of like, you know, go through the motions of this. And like, unfortunately, other people just don't have those skills. And I think at this point, that's kind of like how you're operating now, where you're like, oh, like I can't trust you because you don't actually communicate in a loving way, because that's not really like the way that you operate. It's not really in your I don't know, like a part of your values, or like it's not really something that like you put time and energy into cultivating, because like for you it's about power and control and whatever it is. Like that's just what I'm getting, is like I feel like you have been around people who have been really trying to like suppress you and like dim your shine. Like I said, this could be at work for a lot of you. I'm getting it's a living situation too. Like you could live in a big house with lots of other people. Maybe you even live at home with your family and you have a big family or something. That could be for some of you out there. And I'm just getting like that energy has been super oppressive towards you. And I think it is just time for you to move on from it. And I think that you should really take the time to just like love yourself through that experience, right? Because that transitionary time can be really scary, where you're like, how's it going to work out? If other people around me are discouraging me, or they're trying to make me feel bad about myself, you know, like, then, you know, who's going to help me move? Will the people around me even support me? Or like, you know, are they going to try and like sabotage me somehow? Like, knock on wood, you have all these like fears, right? But I'm also getting like, you know, I just want to share maybe like a little personal anecdote. I don't know how much time I have left on this before I start running out of storage space. I've not uploaded any of my readings. I have so many readings in my phone and stuff. But anyway, a little anecdote, okay? When this message finds you, it's for you, okay? Like I hope this resonates for the people who find my readings. So a little anecdote, and it's kind of just like a pretty generalized anecdote, because genuinely, y'all, like I personally have worked and quit a lot of jobs, okay? And I'll give it a good year. If it's seasonal, a good 4 to 6 months, okay? But if I give a job a good 2+ years, okay, and it's still not a vibe, okay, it's time to go. And the reason for that is because, first of all, life's too short. Second of all, bills are too expensive. And if you are in a position where you feel like you are not only underappreciated, underpaid, or you know, you're in a situation where you're understaffed, so you're overworked on top of it, you know, if all of those factors are adding up, it's just an easy math equation where you're like, oh, not only are all these logistical issues taking place, right? Logistically, this isn't really working for me. On top of that, emotionally, this isn't working for me, because I'm not even in a situation or a space where I actually feel safe with the little bit that I am being given. I feel like that could be taken away at any moment. You know what I mean? There's this sense of like power and control and like this toxic, you know, kind of like workplace scenario, right? This has like happened to me many times. Not everybody is a good leader, okay? And not everybody is a good teammate. And so you might end up in situations where your work ethic and your integrity you're just excelling leaps and bounds past other people, okay? Just the reality. And unfortunately, sometimes people, when they don't feel like they have a leg to stand on, then they will try and claw their way into a position of power, okay? Unfortunately, when you're a gracious person and you give people lots of forgiveness and space, and you're like, oh, you know, they're still young, they're still learning, or, oh, you know, they're insecure and so they're lashing out, or, oh, they come from a difficult home life and so I can see, like, you know, or they've been through some sort of trauma. You just give people excuses, basically. You make excuses for people for their behavior, and you just let shit go on for way too long, until next thing you know, all of a sudden you're the problem, even though other people been the problem. But because you're not a tattletale or you're not a saboteur, and you want to see people pay their bills and get through life, you're not the one, you know, putting people on blast and trying to rake them over hot coals or whatever. But as soon as you start setting boundaries with people, you start to peep the scene, and you kind of stop making excuses for people, and their behavior finally catches up with them, where it's like, okay, well, you know, you've done this so many times, like, I don't know how you expect me to keep giving and giving, or keep showing up and being kind and nice and whatever, if you can't even be friendly, or you can't even be a team player. How do you expect people to respond to that? You expect people to just continuously give and give and make more and more excuses for you? Like, at a certain point, like, it just starts to dry up. Like, I just don't have the energy to keep trying to reach across and meet you where you're at over and over again. You don't have the decency to meet me in the middle. It gets exhausting. And eventually you're like, okay, if you're not friendly, then that's your prerogative. I'll just give you your space. You can just be unfriendly. And this is just an anecdote, right? And then all of a sudden, that person takes it personally, and then they get upset because you're treating them differently. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm getting way too specific. This is just an example. If you've ever had coworkers that act like this, right? And like I said, this has happened to me many times where it's like, you're cool with a coworker, and then they do some fucked shit, and then that changes how you feel about them, and then all of the sudden, next thing you know, they're trying to sabotage you because they're basically trying to beat you to the punch because they think that you're like them. This is the reality, okay? This is what I'm getting to. They think you're like them. So they think that because they would take what they did to you, right? If they were in your shoes, they would have taken that and ran to management with it as fast as they could, right? They would have taken that and told everybody else what you did, right? This is just for example. But because you're not like that, and you actually quite literally don't have time or energy to go running around causing problems for other people, you let it slide. As a matter of fact, had they never brought it up, you wouldn't have talked to anybody about it because you're like, what weight does it carry to me that you are not nice to me? What difference does it make to me? I'm sorry, you're having a bad day, or that you have a bad personality. I'm sorry. Either you're having a bad day or you just have perpetual bad days, honey. I don't know. Every time I see you, you're in a bad mood and you're not nice to me. I don't know what to say. I keep trying to be nice to you. It's not a vibe. Okay. That is quite literally just the tip of the iceberg, right? In your life. Okay. So that doesn't matter to you. That's not interesting to you, or it doesn't carry weight to you. So basically, I feel like when people do things to you that they know they're trying to be hurtful, because the thing is that would hurt their feelings. So that's why they do it, because they think everybody's like them. Because I'm sorry, I'm getting hyper specific here, but people like that, I think, are very selfish and self-centered. So they genuinely think that everybody else thinks like they do. So they think if I do this to this person, it's going to hurt their feelings. And when it doesn't hurt your feelings, they're like, wow, like that, like really bothers me. Like, why are you still being nice to me? Even though I'm obviously treating you like shit. Like, it's really weird that you're still being nice to me. And you're like, yeah, because like, that's the person that I am, right? We're not the same, actually. We're not the same at all. And then when you start to pull back and decide, okay, well, I did my best, did my part. Your behavior isn't changing. I'm tired of being nice to you, to be honest, because you're not nice to me at all. So I've dropped it, all good, whatever, do my thing, move on. Now that hurts their feelings because they're like, oh no, you're actually responding appropriately to my bad behavior. Like, that's unfair. So then they think, oh no, this person doesn't care about they don't need my validation. They don't need my approval. They don't even need me to be cordial or respectful to them. They don't even need that in order to continue to be nice. Like, in that case, this person might actually have a case against me because I know that I've continuously treated them this way. So I better beat them to it, because I know that if someone treated me like that, I would immediately go run and cry to somebody about it, right? But because you didn't do that, you never built a case against them. You never tried to create a bad situation for them. You just allowed them to basically have their tantrum, and you just moved on with your day. So now you're the problem because this person is basically trying to cover their own ass by throwing you under the bus for something that, you know, may or may not even be that big of a deal. But because you didn't build a case against them, sorry, babes, you know, you get the shitty end of the stick. So I don't know. Truth is kind of like, maybe you should just start treating people accordingly from the get-go. Maybe you shouldn't be fucking nice to people who aren't nice to you. And maybe you should speak up when people treat you like shit, because maybe other people do need to know about it. But because you're trying to be the bigger person all the time, You let basically other people walk all over you because you're strong enough to handle it and you actually don't care that much. But then it comes back to bite you, because people like that are, I wouldn't say they're dangerous in the sense that they have power over your life, but people like that, I think, are unpredictable. They're predictably unpredictable in that you cannot trust them to be a bigger person and come around or anything like that either. If somebody is petty and holds a grudge and treats other people like shit on a daily basis because they're miserable or whatever's going on, people like that, I feel like you have to expose people like that for their bad behavior. Because if you keep letting them get away with it, eventually they will turn around and try and make your life a living hell, because I don't know, because actually I think it's the deep insecurity, and people are afraid. They're afraid that you're going to expose them, so they have to try and expose you first, right? Because they have to be the perpetual victim and you're the bad guy, right? I'm just saying, how many times I've been through this, it's like I could recite it by memory, you know what I mean? Like, or I could write books about this shit, because it's just, human behavior is so exhausting when people don't do the work to grow up, show up for themselves, emotionally regulate, and let other people live their fucking lives, okay? If you feel insecure and you feel uncomfortable, that is quite literally nobody's problem but yours. Unless somebody's being an actual outright bully to you, then you don't really get to blame other people for your feelings. Like, that's all I'm saying. And that's exactly what you do. Like, I can relate to that. When somebody doesn't treat me well, I have a choice in how I respond to that. I can choose to turn around and treat them poorly in return, or I can make excuses for them, I guess, and be nice to them anyway, because I feel bad for them. Or I could actually treat them accordingly, set boundaries, let them know I don't appreciate the way they're treating me, speak up, let other people know about what's happening, and just stand strong. Just be like, okay, well, I don't know what your problem is, because I don't get to decide and make excuses for you. Not going to do that. You can make excuses for yourself if you want, but I'll still tell you, regardless of whatever the excuse is, unless your literal loved one just died yesterday, like, I mean, we can all go through hard times, and I'm not trying to be triggering or anything, but I'm just saying, like, even when you're going through a hard time, it doesn't really give you an excuse to treat people like shit. It can be a reason, and you can say, I'm really not doing well right now because there's other things happening in my life and it's not personal. Please give me grace. And I apologize if I'm coming off any kind of way. It's not personal at all. That is respectful. Like, that is mature. So when you do that, I feel like that makes a big difference. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think that you're learning a lot of lessons in life. We all are. But I think when you are surrounded by people who just kind of like stir the pot and like try and create problems for you when like they're literally human and make mistakes too. And it's like the pot calling the kettle black, or like throwing stones when you live in a glass house kind of thing. It's like, don't try and throw other people under the bus if like you wouldn't want to be exposed for your behavior, because pretty sure, you know, like you would get thrown right under that bus too. So basically I'm just saying is like human solidarity, right? Like, if you're human and you make mistakes, like, that's valid. Like, that happens. We all make mistakes. But I think when you live in a punitive society, people see mistakes as weapons. Or they're like, oh, you made a mistake? I get to use that now to hurt you maliciously, because actually I've seen everybody make mistakes and I've let it go because I don't have beef with them. But if I have resentment or a grudge or some sort of beef with you for whatever reason, I'm going to use that mistake against you, and I'm going to make sure that bad things happen to you and you get punished for that. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like, oh, you literally like let your buddy like get away with murder, but then like you turn around and it's almost like when you look at our punitive justice system, okay, there's people in prison. I was just talking to someone about this the other night. There are people in prison for cannabis related crimes when cannabis is legal, and there's people out here now making billions of dollars off of the cannabis industry, okay? And then you have, you know, people who commit like literally like international freaking crimes, worldwide crime syndicates, and they get found out with hard evidence, and they get to, I guess, maintain positions of power and, you know, what can we do about it, right? So not to get off on a tangent, but I'm just saying, it's like, I think ultimately when it comes down to it, if you're the type of person who likes to make other people feel small because you feel small, genuinely, I don't want to speak ill on people at all, but I'm just like, it makes me so mad. I need to work on this because I have this my reading is getting so long. I should cut this in half at this point because this is 2 different readings basically. But the message that I'm getting here is really about like having that sense of like wanting to set boundaries and like being angry about the way people treat you, and like how you have learned how to temper that and control that because you've been so mistreated in life that you've actually had to do it to survive so that you can get through the day and you can get past the noise and the BS, because people genuinely try and use your emotions against you in this world, where they're like, if I can make you feel horrible enough and I'm shitty enough to you and I'm sneaky enough about it, then, you know, eventually that will drive you out of a situation, and then I can feel less threatened by you, basically. So I see you as a threat. I'm going to try and eliminate the threat because that'll make me feel better, which, believe it or not, it doesn't work because when you're insecure, everybody is a threat when you're insecure. So you're going to have to fucking work on that. But I'm just saying, if you want to make other people feel small, then get ready to feel real small, because what you do to other people, it comes back on you tenfold. And I think as much as you want other people to feel like shit, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel real bad, okay? So yeah, I try and hold back. I don't want to speak ill on people, but I'm just saying, like, you try and squish people, like, you're about to get squished. That's just the way that it works. Like, it sucks, especially, like, you know, I don't know, dude, like, there's always the opportunity around you for people to like hype you up and like love you and like, you know, I don't know, like lift you up, especially if you're feeling insecure. If you had the courage and the gumption to be vulnerable and to actually like be kind and be loving, even when you're not feeling good, like, I think that you would get so much more out of life as a person, you know, like if you just did that. So for any of you out there who've been dealing with this specific type of dynamic, I feel like it's very prevalent, especially in work situations, especially with roommates, especially with family members, or even with friends. I don't know. I'm just getting like there's just a lot of petty insecurity. A lot of it comes down to just quite literally not having the adaptive skill set to like be kind to other people, because like you, I don't know, just missed the mark. You missed something in your development that like really just kind of made it more difficult for you to grasp the concept of like how that's actually how we move forward, like as people and as a species. Like that's how we actually get what we want, is by being good to each other. So I'm sorry that that happened to you, and like both parties. Like I'm sorry for those of you who are like still like developmentally challenged in the social sphere, and I also am sorry to those of you who have to deal with people like that, because it's so frustrating. Like, can't we just like move on to the next step now? Like, can we wrap it up here? Like, can we just be loving and kind to each other? Like, please, for the love of God. It's just that simple. Like, I don't know, just work together, make each other feel safe and secure. Like, we have a lot of challenges in life as is. There's no reason to add more challenges to each other's lives. I think if we had the kindness and compassion to see that, then we would probably, I don't know, protect each other from punitive systems instead of trying to throw each other under the bus and into the meat grinder, because we, I don't know, just for whatever reason feel like we're powerless and we want some sort of power, you know? I don't know, I think it's really pathetic and gross, actually. And, you know, if you weren't like, you know, I don't know, this is for somebody out there, but it's like when you're a cute, like young woman, especially, I think you think it's pretty cute to like be nasty, like a nasty person. And I'm just letting you know, like, it's only cute for so long because you're still just being nasty. And I think that that's gonna run out. So enjoy it while it lasts because eventually it's just gonna be nasty. So that's all. Anyway, love you. I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Seriously, please take care of yourselves and just let all this crap go. There's so much better out there for you. And I pray all of us good humans find each other and all these whiny little bitches grow up a little bit, you know, and then maybe we can build a better world together. We'll see. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.